Hello, welcome, and thanks for landing in here. Today, I would like to discuss a very serious matter with you. It's about climate change and global warming and their effects in terms of Bangladesh. Bangladesh is one of the least developed nations in the world, and ours is one of the densely populated countries as well. Over 170 million people live in a small area of only 56,000 square miles here. In a question and answer session in our parliament on January 15, 2020, our Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has said that 4 million people will be displaced as a consequence of climate change and global warming. I think 4 million is a very moderate number in terms of what we are going to face as a result of climate change and global warming. According to some studies, over 100 million people will be directly or indirectly affected by the results of global warming and this climate change. There have been many studies how these things will affect us. There are consensus that agree on a vast area of Bangladesh will be submerged underwater. There will be rise on the frequency of floods. There will be excessive rainfall that will hamper our agriculture. There will be tremendous, unprecedented droughts in many places of Bangladesh, which will lead us to desertification and so on. But I think there have not been enough studies in terms of how we will cope with the coming situation. You know, Bangladesh is an agricultural country. Over 70% of our total population still live on agriculture, and 30% of our total population is still living under dire poverty line. And when almost half of a country like Bangladesh is underwater, the crisis will be beyond our comprehension. I think we are going to face one of the worst mass migration in the history of mankind, and this will be caused for climate change and global warming. We will lose our arable lands as our feeding pattern is quite heavily dependent on rice production. This will create an immense problem in our food habit in terms of climate change and global warming. Many will say that we have achieved a tremendous goal in terms of industrialization and urbanization, and we will survive the catastrophes of global warming and climate change. But I think we are living in a dream world, considering those things in mind. Because we still don't know the gravity of the problems we are going to face. Are we capable of facing those problems? Do we have enough resources, or do we have enough preparation to tackle the coming dangers we are going to face for climate change and global warming? There is a survey that says that besides our southern districts, our northern districts will be equally affected by excessive rainfall and tremendous drought simultaneously. Many of you have already known that we have 54 transboundary rivers shared by India and Bangladesh, and because of continuous withdrawal of our rightful amount of water by our Indian neighbors, we are in a process of desertification in many of our places, and this is going to be another serious problem for us in near future. I think it's high time to stand together and to address the issues with utmost emphasis in the highest forums, in every discussion and in every possible situation. There is an estimation that almost 70% of our southern districts, coastal southern districts, will be submerged underwater. And what will be the contingency plans for our survival in a situation like this? Our Sundarban belt will completely be devoured by the rising sea caused by global warming and melting polar ice packs. And some of the phenomena are still visible around us. If we have a look at Indonesia, Jakarta is losing its land mass in a very accelerating rate. We have seen in Australia the immense of bushfire, and a nation like a highly developed nation like Australia has been proven to be futile to tackle the situation. We have seen a rise of bushfire in Amazonian regions, and these all are the effects of direct climate change and global warming. We don't have enough time to please ourselves with our economic growth of 7%. This growth will come of no use of us if we fail to understand the gravity of the dire future heading towards us in an unprecedented pace. So I think it's time for us to stand together and raise our voice to stop this. We still have a very little time to prevent this if we all work together. But above all, above everything, we have to get prepared for the worst first. Because honestly, I don't think those developed nations those European Unions, those US, China, those who are responsible to catalyze this global warming and climate change care at all about us. They don't give a damn whether we exist or not. It's the question of our survival. It's the question. Our existence is in great danger, and if we fail to act right now, I think things will go beyond our hands, and that will be the end of Bangladesh in the near future. And to tell you the truth, we will leave our next generation in great danger if we fail to act right now together. Thanks for listening to me.